I don't know if anyone really gets to that point often where they feel like they're growing as an artist and a lot of the things that used to inspire you no longer inspire you. That's something that I'm dealing with right now. It's stressful because you have to reteach yourself how to inspire yourself again, you know? I was doing this art project for class and we had to find a reference of anything, which I honestly love. I love when teachers do that. When they're like, you know, use my techniques, but draw whatever you want. I've had plenty of teachers that were not like that. They wanted you to draw exactly what they wanted you to draw. So I went to go look for a few references. Usually I go to Pinterest for that. And I realized everything that I was scrolling through was not inspiring me at all. A lot of these things I saved from maybe 2017, I'll say up till now. And a lot of my Pinterest boards that I've saved, they're not sparking any form of creativity in me. I kind of felt like maybe I'm just going through a creative block right now. But then I realized, okay, a lot of these things are saved from earlier years of my creative journey. Maybe they're just not inspiring me anymore. A lot of the things I used to paint were very dramatic close-up portraits, and a lot of those references I found on Pinterest, especially when I was first learning how to paint and draw. I would go on Pinterest and look for a reference of some sort and practice and just keep drawing those references. I carried that into painting, and when I got better at painting, I kept doing that. There came a point where I was hitting a wall with my art and I just wasn't feeling inspired. That's when I decided to jump out of the box and start learning how to paint full body portraits, which has really brought me to more of a different space with art. I was definitely looking for a lot more full body portraits on Pinterest and things like that so I can practice the, you know, anatomy of, you know, full bodies. But now I'm getting bored with that. You know when you have an idea in your head and it's like, this is a really good idea, this is something that I want to create, and you go on, you know, your websites that you look for references, all those places where you can find some form of creative inspiration, and you cannot find that image that you're looking for. And that's what I was going through a lot. I would have these ideas to, let's say, paint someone running, but every reference that I found, it wasn't the exact position that I wanted that person to be running in. I used the reference anyway and tried to tweak it in a way that fit the idea that I had in my mind. But in the back of my mind, I always was like, okay, this is not exactly what I pictured. But I still think the painting was successful in, you know, certain ways. I realized maybe I need to start finding my own references, taking my own references, I mean. And that's when I started kind of paying attention really closely to everyday life. At the grocery store, snapping photos whenever you feel any form of inspiration. At an amusement park I was at recently, I snapped photos, and that's kind of inspiring my newest painting right here. No portrait whatsoever. And that's interesting because I'm always someone that has said I'm a portrait painter. I don't do anything else. I don't do landscape, dogs or animals, food. I don't do that. But in this painting, that's basically what I'm doing. I'm straying away from portraits and trying to venture out into a different creative space. But that doesn't really mean I'm never gonna go back to portrait. My point is, lately I've been having a lot of trouble when it comes to finding references, and the problem wasn't that I was going through a creative block, it's just the fact that my art is growing and evolving. I need to find different ways to inspire myself and find references that are going to keep me inspired throughout the painting process. I used to find a lot of portrait references and, you know, be painting this portrait, and throughout the process of painting this portrait, I found myself really, I was getting really not in the zone. I was getting out of the zone. And I think maybe the root of the problem was the fact that this portrait that I was painting was not mine. I'm trying to find the words to put this together, but I feel like it's not coming out properly. Maybe if I took my own portraits, I would be able to pose that person in the exact way that I imagine it in my mind. It'll turn out better than I expected, just as I expected, and I will feel inspired throughout the entire process of painting. Because sometimes, like, you're painting, and I find this especially with not taking my own photo references, I lose inspiration throughout the painting, and sometimes I don't finish the painting. I just end up scrapping it because it's not exactly what I pictured. I'm going to start taking a lot more of my own photo references because that's what I have found is inspiring me lately, and not so much finding references on social media. If you feel like that's you, maybe try snapping your own photos and using those as references for your paintings or your creations, because social media, you know, it can only help you so much. I think I'm better off just getting that reference by taking the photo myself and getting started painting, you know? That was one of my current main struggles as a growing artist. In the meantime, do you want to see my current painting? I probably already showed it throughout the video, but in my last video I was gridding this photo reference that I wanted to use, and I am using it for this current painting, and it actually is going not too bad. I was a little bit worried about it because, one, it's not a portrait, and I'm obviously very used to painting portraits. I was feeling a bit bored with the style and I wanted to venture out and try something different. So this is the painting that I'm currently working on. This is a photo that I took at a table while we were eating at an amusement park, and I was like, hey, there's a lot of colors in here, there's a lot going on, there's a lot of movement going on, there's a lot of information in the photo. So I was like, okay, this will be a challenge for me, but I'm excited. I'm not hating it, and I'm not hating the process. I don't feel overly challenged. Like, I feel challenged, but I don't feel like it's a stressful form of challenge, you know what I mean? So I have to go to class today. I have a design class today. We are doing more sculpting projects with pieces of cardboard. So I'm going to actually bring my camera because I'm going to sculpt my camera out of cardboard. Not exactly what I expected to be doing in my last year of college, but it's happening. It's been days. I'm editing and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't record an outro or close out this video at all, and I felt like it was kind of rude. So I was like, okay, thank you for watching this video if you've made it this far. I really kind of like sharing my ups and downs with art because I feel like we never really see the difficult part and the growing part of art that no one really talks about. Like when we're on Instagram and everything, we always see people's finished product, things that look like they're so put together and complete and perfect, and we don't see the process. I'm growing as an artist. I'm learning new things, and I'm really excited to be learning new things and to be sharing them with you. So if that ever felt like you, where you felt uninspired with your art, you felt uninspired with maybe the references you were finding, try a new technique when it comes to finding references. But yeah, that's basically it for this video. Wait, before I go, I got a little bit farther with the painting. Why is it so dark? I got a little bit farther with the painting. Anyway, hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, fantastic, amazing, perfect, great, productive, awesome day. Bye.